Most people get this wrong when they try to start a company in Georgia. They think it is just a quick online registration, and then business is ready to go. But here's the truth no one tells you. The real process is not just registration. It is about choosing the right structure, setting up banking correctly, and making sure your tax and legal steps are aligned from day one. If you get this wrong, you don't just lose time. You can face banking delays, tax confusion, or even restrictions on operating your business properly. So in this video, you are going to learn exactly how to start a company in Georgia, step by step, in 2026. Even if you have never started a business abroad before, you will understand everything clearly. No complicated legal language. Just a simple, practical roadmap you can actually follow. Let's start right away. First, you need to understand why Georgia has become so popular for foreign entrepreneurs. Georgia is known for fast company registration, low bureaucracy, and a business-friendly environment. Many freelancers, remote founders, and small business owners from countries like India, the UK, Germany, and the Middle East are choosing Georgia because the setup process is relatively simple compared to most European countries. For example, someone like Alex, a freelance designer from Spain, or John, a software developer from the US, can register a company in Georgia without needing to be deeply tied to the country. But here's where it gets interesting. Even though Georgia is considered easy, it still has structure. And if you ignore that structure, you will run into avoidable problems later. So let's break it down step by step. The first step is choosing the right type of company. In Georgia, the most common business structure for foreigners is called an LLC, which stands for Limited Liability Company. This structure is popular because it protects your personal assets and allows you to operate legally as a separate business entity. Think of it like this. If Alex opens an LLC in Georgia and his business faces financial issues, his personal bank account and savings are protected. That separation is extremely important for risk management. But here's the problem many beginners face. They choose a structure without thinking about taxes, banking, or future expansion. So before you decide, always think long-term. Now let's move to the second step, which is choosing a company name. This might sound simple, but it is one of the most underestimated steps in the entire process. Your company name must be unique and compliant with Georgian registration rules. If your chosen name is already taken, your application will be rejected or delayed. Here is what usually happens. A founder picks a name, designs branding, builds a website, and only later discovers the name is not available. That leads to wasted time and frustration. So instead, always prepare multiple name options in advance. At least 3 to 5 alternatives is a smart approach. Now let's move into the core step, which is company registration. Company registration in Georgia is known for being one of the fastest in the region. In many cases, it can be completed in just 1 or 2 business days if everything is correct. You submit your application, provide identification documents, and register your business through the official public registry system or authorized service centers. But here's where most people fail. They assume speed means no preparation. That is a mistake. Even small issues like incorrect passport details or missing documentation can slow everything down. So what do you actually need? You typically need a valid passport or ID, a registered business address in Georgia, and basic company information like structure and ownership details. If you are a foreign founder like John from Canada, you may also need notarized translations depending on how your documents are prepared. Now here's an important insight. You do not always need to physically be in Georgia to register a company. Many founders use legal representatives or service providers to complete the process remotely. This is a big advantage for digital entrepreneurs. But here's the problem. Not all service providers are equal. Some are excellent and efficient, while others can cause delays or compliance issues if they do not handle documentation correctly. So always choose carefully. Once your company is registered, the next major step is opening a bank account. This is where things can become more complex than people expect. Even though Georgia has a business-friendly environment, banks still follow strict compliance checks. You will need your registration documents, identification, and sometimes information about your business activity and expected transactions. For example, if Alex opens a consulting business, the bank may ask about his clients, income sources, and transaction volume expectations. Now here's where it gets interesting. Banking is not just a formality. It is a compliance checkpoint. So the more prepared you are, the smoother it will be. Without a bank account, your company cannot operate fully. You cannot receive payments properly or manage financial transactions at scale. So always prioritize banking immediately after registration. Now let's talk about taxes. Georgia is known for having a relatively simple tax system, especially for small businesses and entrepreneurs. However, your tax obligations depend on your business type, structure, and revenue model. For example, a freelancer running a service-based company may have a different tax structure compared to an import-export business. But here's the key mistake many beginners make. They assume low taxes mean no planning is needed. That is not true. Tax classification must match your actual business activity. If it does not, you can face issues later during audits or compliance reviews. So always define your business model clearly before tax registration. Now let's move into licensing and regulatory requirements. Not every business in Georgia needs a special license. Many online businesses, consulting companies, and software startups can operate without additional permits. However, if you are working in regulated industries like finance, healthcare, education, or import-export, you must check specific licensing requirements. This is where beginners often make mistakes. They assume no license is needed, and only discover restrictions after they start operating. So always verify your industry category before launching. Now let's talk about hiring employees. Once your company is active, you may decide to hire local staff or remote employees. Georgia has relatively flexible labor laws, but you still need proper employment contracts and payroll compliance. For example, if Alex hires a local developer, he must register employment properly and ensure payroll rules are followed. The good news is that labor costs in Georgia are generally lower than in Western countries, which makes it attractive for startups building teams. Now let's move into accounting and compliance. Even small companies in Georgia must maintain proper financial records. This includes tracking income, expenses, and submitting tax reports when required. Many founders hire local accountants or service providers to handle this part professionally. But here's the problem. If you ignore accounting in the early stage, it becomes much harder to fix later when your business grows. So treat compliance as something you build from day one. Now, let's talk about costs. Starting a company in Georgia is generally affordable compared to Europe or North America. The main costs include registration fees, legal or service assistance, banking setup, and basic operational expenses. A simple service-based company can often be set up with relatively low initial investment. But here's an important point. Even though setup is cheap, planning is still essential. Many people underestimate small ongoing costs like accounting and compliance services. Now let's add a curiosity moment. In a minute, I'll show you the most common mistake foreign founders make in Georgia that slows down their first month of operations. But first, let's talk about timelines. Even though registration is fast, full business setup, including banking and compliance, can take longer. Many people expect everything to be ready in a few days, but realistically, it may take a couple of weeks to fully stabilize operations. So always plan with realistic timelines, not optimistic assumptions. Now, let's go over common mistakes. The first mistake is rushing company structure selection. The second mistake is not preparing documents properly. The third mistake is choosing unreliable service providers. And the fourth mistake is ignoring tax classification early. Each of these mistakes can create delays that are completely avoidable. So here's a simple framework to remember. Think of company formation in Georgia as 4 stages. First is legal registration. Second is banking setup. Third is tax registration. Fourth is compliance and operations. If you follow this order, everything becomes much smoother. Now let's quickly summarize everything. To start a company in Georgia, you choose a structure like an LLC, prepare your company name options, register your business through official channels, open a bank account, register for taxes, and ensure compliance through proper accounting and licensing if needed. That is the full system. Now here's the final insight most beginners miss. A successful company in Georgia is not just about registration speed. It is about preparation and execution. The founders who succeed are the ones who plan ahead, organize documents properly, and understand the full process before starting. For example, Alex might register quickly but struggle later if he did not prepare banking properly. Meanwhile, a well-prepared founder moves smoothly through each step without delays. So always think ahead, not just step by step. To wrap everything up, starting a company in Georgia in 2026 is absolutely achievable even for beginners. The system is fast but still structured. If you follow the correct order, stay organized, and prepare properly, you can build a fully legal and operational company without unnecessary stress. And remember this final point. Most delays do not come from the system. They come from lack of preparation. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to like the video, leave a comment with your questions, and subscribe for more detailed international business guides like this one.